meditate. What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. We're always super grateful that you tune in to us here at Unplug Yourself. And I wanted to do this video as a follow-up to a video I did a couple of months back on meditation and just implementing the practice of meditation into your life and how important it is. With that being said, since that video, I've had people come up to me and mention that they want to meditate, but they're not quite sure how to meditate. So, to be honest with you, like I said in the last video, there's no right or wrong way to meditate. It's just spending time with yourself and getting to know yourself and reconnecting with yourself. However, there are some techniques that are out there that will benefit you in your practice of meditation and just kind of intensify the practice, if you will. And I'll go over some of the techniques and practices that I use. Once again, this is not a linear thing, guys. This is whatever you want to do, however it works for you. But with that being said, I'm going to get into some of the things I use for meditation. So let's dive a little deeper. So first we'll start out with the star exercise. And I usually start with the star exercise in the morning as soon as I wake up. And then I also end with the star exercise at night before I go to bed. Now, the star exercise is from the book, The Science of Being. And I'm not going to go into grave detail about it because you guys need to really read that book. It's a great book. But the purpose of it is to actually connect between the life center within the body and the life force energy outside of the body. So how does it work? Basically, this is a standing meditation. So this is not going to be for everybody, but essentially what you do is you form a positive and a negative current. So your left hand is going to be facing upwards to receive, and your right hand is going to be facing downwards to let the flow and the current of life force energy exit the body. So the purpose of this is to generate more life force energy. And we're talking about invisible forces, just much like gravity, that we're not quite taught about, but this stuff is real, guys. So the star exercise is important because it helps you generate the life force energy that you need to do your everyday task, your daily tasks, whether it's taking care of kids, going to work, or both. But it's important to gather the strength in the morning. And I do this before I do what is called, which we'll get into next, a traditional meditation. And I do this just to kind of generate more power going into my meditation. So I always like to start out with this first. Next, we'll talk about what everybody kind of knows and is talking about, which is, I call it traditional meditation. There may be another name for it, but once again, this is not a linear program, so we're going to call it what we want to call it here. But traditional meditation is just sitting, and it's just spending time with yourself, just making that connection with yourself and getting to know yourself. The key is breathing. Now, proper breathing, and you guys can look this up on your own, but is diaphragm breathing. And in the meditation world, this is key because what is the only thing that we can actually think about and not think about, and yet we still do it? That's breathing. So this actually connects us to our subconscious as well, because we can consciously think about breathing and perform it, and we can also not think about breathing, but we still do it. And that's just the way our body works. So this helps us to meld together with our subconscious mind, and this is where we get to know ourselves. The heart and the third eye meditation, I just started this meditation not too long ago, and basically what you're using is you're using the energy of touch to bring and generate more energy into these areas. So I place my hand on my heart, and I place my hand over my third eye, and basically what I'm trying to do is I'm ultimately just trying to open up and leverage more energy to these areas. The heart is the generator, and the third eye or the pineal is the gateway or the connection to the higher self. So this meditation actually helps us to build the bridge between us and the higher self. And this is some deep stuff, guys. So I wanted to go over this because I feel like a lot of people that I've spoke with want to meditate, but they don't know how. And I think it's just critical that people see some examples that would help them maybe at least get started in the practice and find out what works for them. At the end of the day, there's no linear way of doing this. It's you spending time with yourself, and however you go about doing that doesn't matter. Just make sure you do it, because it's critical to get to know yourself and develop yourself and grow and understand that there's more to you than what you've been told. So ultimately, you hear me keep repeating myself about how meditation is a way to get to know yourself, and it really truly is. I mean, I feel like meditation is so crucial because I also know what it's like to not really know who I am, and that journey is ever going. That's a continuous journey, but people I feel like are really walking around and they really truly don't know themselves and are a little bit in denial of that. It's the reason why we pick jobs that we hate. It's because we don't know ourselves. It's the reason why we get in dysfunctional relationships. It's the reason why we're imbalanced emotionally. It's also the reason why we partake in destructive behaviors such as drinking and drugs. Meditation is a way to reconnect with yourself. But, at the end of the day, you have to find it important enough and that you're important enough to really take the time, because everybody has time for meditation. If you have time for social media and other extracurricular activities, you can definitely get 10 minutes in. And for those of you who are kind of wondering, what is the order? How do I go about doing this? Which one of the three do I do? I just want to clarify this here at the end. This is what I do. I intermix all three of them. The STAR exercise I begin with in the morning before I do my traditional meditation, if you will. So I start out with the STAR exercise for about 3 to 5 minutes. I then move on to a traditional meditation for about 10 to 20 minutes. For the third eye and heart meditation, I just implement that whenever I feel like that, just as a change of pace. So once again, it's really up to you. I hope that this video helps. That's the end-all, be-all goal. Because I just want to give people a little bit of insight on that it doesn't take much time out of your life to implement meditation, and the benefits that you receive over the long haul are amazing. Meditation is not going to be the overnight fix-all approach. Meditation is something that you see the gradual benefits as time goes on. And really, it's just a matter of sticking with it and keeping a consistent practice is how you reap the benefits. And overall and over time, as you practice, you become what I will call better at meditation. Once again, I just don't feel like you can do it wrong. But it is a practice, and it does take an element of time to give yourself in order to develop more of what would be a smoother, consistent practice.